Hi everyone! So new video today, all about my May makes. I've been quite busy. I had quite a lot of plans. I didn't do a plans video last month, sorry, because I was already midway through the month when I kind of decided what I was going to make, and I'd already made a start, so yes. I didn't do a plans video, but I always write out my plans and then see how I go. The things I had on my list, I actually only made 3 of them, but I have made quite a few things. So, the first thing that I made, and I've made 2 of these, but I'm not going to put it on to show you because obviously I had some last month, and I made some more Sew Over It Molly tees for myself. I made a black one and a navy, and they're from a viscose jersey, which as you can see has got a really lovely drape. It's the same viscose jersey as I used for my grey one, which is in my last month's makes, which I'll link up here, so that you can check it out if you want to. And I talk a bit more about that pattern in detail, about the hem and everything like that in that video. So yeah, made a navy one, I've made a black one. I have also made a Jolly Nico raglan t-shirt for my husband, although I need to put a neckband on it. It's done safe for that. But yes, so I'm not going to show you that because again I've showed you that before, and if you want to see a previous version that I've made of that, that was, I believe, in my August makes last year, so I'll link that one here as well, so if you want to see that. I also made 2 Rowan tees for my children, 2 more white ones because they did another screen printing class, so that was really good with I printed that, so that was a bit of a last minute thing, but I made those. I also wanted to make the Beatrix top from the cotton and steel fabric that I had from Sew Me Sunshine. I had a bit of a disaster with that, so that is unfinished, but it is a work in progress. So that is in my sewing basket at the moment, waiting to be finished. So after that, I moved on because where I run my sewing classes, the lady who runs the craft hub, which is called the Crafty Fox and is in Faversham, Kent, if anyone is interested, she wanted to start doing adult parties, and she approached me and asked me if I would like to be involved, and she had in mind frilly knickers sewing and also some clutch bags. So I haven't test run the clutch bags yet, I'm still looking into that at the moment, but I know that the lovely Shona of Satisfaction does a frilly knicker night at headquarters, and it's very successful. So I've approached her for some tips, but I also did some test runs of some pants for myself, and I'm kind of pleased that I was approached because it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I've been a bit nervous about sewing underwear, and you know, I always just thought the fit was going to be really awful and I wouldn't wear them because they wouldn't be comfortable, but I have had success. So forgive these because they always look a bit dodgy when you hold them up, underwear I think, but my first pair is made from this really lovely cotton and steel, octopus cotton and steel, as you can see, and I've got some really nice pico elastic around the edge, and these are the Megan Nielsen Acacia pants, and they're a jersey pant, and this was the first pair of knickers that I made, and they fit me straight away, which obviously gave me, and they're really comfortable, they gave me a bit of an incentive to sew some more. So I really like to make some more jersey ones because they are super comfortable. I got the elastic from eBay, I can't remember the seller, but if I can find her I'll put her link down below. So then I made a pair of the Sew Over It knickers, and whilst they fit me in the hips, they were tiny, really little, and whilst, you know, that may be to some people's taste, I like a little more coverage, especially on my bottom. So then I had a hunt around for more patterns, and I actually found a book by the ladies who run Flojo Fabrics, and they have a book which is just called Knickers, and I think it's got about 6 different knicker templates in it. And I went just for their basic cotton knicker pattern, and I have had success with this pattern, but I have to admit it's a little bit of a Franken pattern, and I have had to make up my own pattern pieces based on the kind of pattern that I got from there. I've had to tweak it an awful lot, but now I have my own pattern using the acacia, the sew over it and the knicker pattern, which fits me really, really well. So I can make many, many pairs, and I know that they're going to fit me. So I have made 3 pairs, but I've only got 2 to show you because I've made 2 the same, and I think they turned out really, really pretty. These are made from a cotton lawn. I think it's an ex-Liberty print. Again, I've used the same Pico elastic, and they are a really, really good fit. I love the ruffledness of them. Obviously it's not like that when you're wearing them, and they give me a lot more coverage on the behind area than the sew over it ones did, and this is what I made the sew over it ones from, this pineapple. It's really, really pretty, and that was from Fabric Godmother, but I think it's sold out now, but I do think you can get it in different colourways in other places. I also got, when I was buying that cotton lawn from Fabric Godmother, I also ordered some of the Chaffinch Bow in the navy colourway, and I've made another pair, and I think this pair is my favourite. And as you can see, I've got a different Pico elastic there, which I think goes really, really well with the cream accents in the fabric. But yeah, super, super comfortable. If I had to alter it even more, I might just take a little tiny bit out of the back piece, because whilst they are really nice, they are slightly roomy, so I could probably do with taking sort of a 1/2 inch wedge out of that. But other than that, yes, really, really comfy, and I didn't realise how uncomfortable shop bought pants are until I made my own. So I'm just going to check my list just to see what else I've got on there. Yes, so moving on now to my pattern test, which was for the lovely Anna of Kokawawa Crafts, and this is the honeycomb shirt, and I will stand up so I can show you. As you can see, it's got this lovely peplum on the bottom, and it's got some really lovely waist ties as well. It's got the placket on the front with a mandarin collar. It does also have a button on the collar, but I decided I wouldn't wear it done right up. I would always wear it open, so I didn't struggle with all the layers that are on that collar to try and put my buttonhole in. I'll just turn around so you can see the peplum obviously is gathered. It has a slight dipped hem as well at the back. And I made the elbow length sleeve. I believe it also, you can sew it with no sleeves, so sleeveless. I think you can sew it with a cap sleeve, but I could be wrong. But it also comes with a long sleeve option, and I think a 3/4 length sleeve option, and they have the lovely ties around the cuff, but it also comes as a dress. I chose to make the shirt version because generally, and if you follow me obviously you'll know this, I prefer a little more of a fitted silhouette. So I wanted, whilst I'm okay with my top being quite voluminous, if I have something fitted on the bottom, I feel if it's all loosey-goosey that it swamps me slightly. So I went for the shirt option. I think I made a size 6 because when I checked the finished garment measurements, there's quite a lot of ease in this pattern. The style of it is to be quite loose fitting, so I wanted to again take that down a little bit because it's not a silhouette that I'm used to, and I really wanted to like it a lot. I really love this front placket. If I can show you, it turned out really, really well. And like I said, it's got the really nice mandarin collar. And I used a soft wash denim, and again, if you follow me either on here or on Instagram, you'll know that I am obsessed with denim. I love it. So I think because this is lighter than the chambray and lighter than a quilting cotton, it's kind of similar to a lawn. I think it's a 4-ounce denim. So yes, I really am pleased with it. I was concerned as I was making it because of the loose style of it. I didn't think it was going to be me, but the more I've worn it, the more I've really loved it, and especially with the waist ties, you can really cinch it in if you want to. So yes, that was a success, and I know the pattern's been released and it's been really, really well received. So well done, Anna, to another fab pattern. So I'm going to get changed. I've got 2 more things to show you, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back, and the next thing that I made are some and I hope you can see, B6178 butterick culottes. They're obviously really wide leg, and they come just below my knees, and they've got, I put a side zip in. It tells you, I think, to use a lap zip, but I've used a concealed zip. It's got a nice straight waistband, and as you can see, I've used this really lovely stretch cotton sateen that I got from the lovely Sarah of Like So Amazing, and it's really, really nice quality. It presses really well. It's really, really comfy to wear because it's got a nice amount of stretch, but it doesn't actually stretch out so much, so throughout the day you end up really, really saggy. The only thing I will say about these culottes is that I was a bit nervous about them fitting, so I've made it a couple of times before, and one of my pairs is really snug. I've got a red pair, I'll put a photo in here, and they're quite snug, but they're all the same size, so it just goes to show what different fabric, how different fabric sews up for the same pattern. But so when I was sewing these, I did use a larger seam allowance on the centre seam, the crotch seam, and they are actually quite loose, as you can see here. I mean, they're loose anyway, so it doesn't really make much difference, but I probably could have got away with sewing the normal seam allowance there. But they're really comfy. I really like them. When I first started wearing culottes, it was a trend. When they first came out, made a revival, it was a trend that I didn't think I was going to be on board with. I just didn't really get the appeal. And then I made my red pair last year, and after I wore them, I got loads of comments from people saying that they really liked them. And then I made a black crepe pair, and I fell in love with them. I still think my black crepe pair are my favourite, but I really wanted a navy pair, so I'm really pleased with these. And to go with it, I would love to make a sort of cropped, boxy, I think I might make the sew over it ultimate shift top. So I might do that because I think that would look really nice as a combination to wear together. But yeah, I'm really enjoying wearing them. They're so comfortable in this stretch cotton, and like I say, it's a really, really nice quality. If I show you, they've got a really deep hem on them, and yes, they are super comfy. So I've got one more thing to show you, so I'm going to get changed and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so the last thing I had to show you, and this is my favourite make of the month, and possibly my favourite make so far this year, is my McCall's shirt dress. It is, I can't remember the pattern number, I think it's something like 7470, something like that. Anyway, I'll stand up and show you. It is 70s style. It comes to just above my knees. I made a self-covered buckle and belt to go with it. It's got really nice pockets on the front. It's also obviously got the breast pockets as well. And I put these lovely Prim antique brass snaps all the way down. And I've also put short sleeves on it. The only trouble I have with it is, I don't know if you can see, but my pockets are slightly lopsided, but we won't worry about that. I'll just sit here like this so you can't see. So the changes I made, it's supposed to have buttons down the front, but I put snaps on it. I really like the collar. The collar is fab. I love it. Really great. And the pockets. I do love the pockets because they have this little pleat there as well, which is a really nice feature. I also changed the sleeves because I wanted to put this cuff on them, because I thought it made it a little bit more 70s. So I actually made them the short. I think I cut the sleeves on the shorten and lengthen lines, because you can make it with a full length sleeve that has a cuff, or you can make it short sleeve as well, I believe. But I cut them to the lengthen and shorten lines, and then I turned it up and then rolled it up, and then I've obviously top stitched it on both sides. But it's got some really lovely, it's princess seams, so it's obviously got top stitching all the way down the front, all the way down the placket, which I really like and turned out really, really well. I'll show you the back as well, just so you can see. It's obviously got a panel in the back as well. The only thing I am not keen on is the pleat in the back, because I think it makes it a little bit voluminous here. You can see when I stand sideways. So if I made it again, I would probably omit the pleat and take a wedge out of the back so it just was the same size as the yoke. And I'll just see if I can show you a bit better here, just in case you can see. But if you see, it's got that, I think it creates too much volume here. I know you need some for volume for movement purposes, but I think I could get away without that pleat being in there and it wouldn't restrict my movement. As you can see, the shoulders fit really, really nicely. They're in just the right place. It's got a yoke on the front as well as on the back, which I really like, with the seam running down the shoulder. And the pattern actually tells you to fold the inside yokes under and then hand slip stitch them, but you know me, I hate hand stitching. And so I used the burrito method, and I was a bit concerned when I got to that point, because the burrito methods that I have used in the past have only dealt with there being a back yoke, but I thought, I'm sure that I can figure out how to do this with the front yoke as well, and I did. So you just had to stitch it on and then stitch them together as if they were one piece, exactly the same as if you were doing the normal burrito method, but you were stitching both of the front yokes together as if they were one piece instead of individually, and it worked perfectly. So I didn't have to slip stitch it, and it worked perfectly. The pocket placement was my own fault, although I don't think that the markings on the pattern were particularly good to show you where to put those pockets. But yes, they are even at the bottom, but the flaps seem to be a little bit awry and potentially not evenly spaced here. But I'm not going to worry about that, because I think I've pointed it out to you obviously, but I don't think you probably would have noticed that much, because it could have just been where I was, you know, moving around. But anyway, I'm totally in love with it. I've worn it loads already, and I forgot to say, the denim, which I love so much because of the colour, and it's really, really hard to find light coloured denim, is from Sew by the Sea in Margate, the lovely Jenny. Hi Jenny. And I picked this up when I went down there for the launch, and it's a dream. It presses really nicely. It doesn't have any stretch at all. It's just a normal denim, I would say, because it's probably normal jean weight denim, so I would say that it's probably a 10-ounce denim maybe. But I am definitely going to be buying more if she's got any left in stock. I have a chunk left, so I'm hoping to make the True Bias Lander shorts from that. But yes, they would make a really fab pair of flares for the summer. So I'm popping down there tomorrow because I'm teaching a class, so I might have to pick some more up while I'm there, while she's still got it in stock. But that is it from me. I've noticed that I've got quite a few new subscribers, so hi there if you're new to my channel, and thank you if you're not and you're back. as I have so many wonderful subscribers and they always leave such lovely comments, and I really appreciate it. So if you aren't subscribed to my channel, click the button and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll be back soon with my plans for June, which is all about holiday sewing, as I'm going on holiday next month. And I have also managed this month to film a sew with me month, so to show you when I sew, what sort of size chunks I sew, how I get organised to sew what I sew in a month, and I'm currently editing that, so hopefully that will be up next weekend, so keep your eyes peeled for that. So I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.